Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, your host of Talking About Success. Welcome back to another segment. With me now is author, speaker, and master life coach, Elizabeth Trinkaus. She's a founder of Pinnacle View, a life enrichment company, and for over 25 years, she has helped thousands across the globe align with their worth and experience greater satisfaction and joy. And Elizabeth's new book, Enough Already, Yes You Are, is a step-by-step guide to crush the myth that if you do just one more thing, then you'll finally be enough. Now, how did you get started with your business and this whole topic of being enough? Tell us about that.
Great question, Jack. You know, growing up, feeling not enough was so prevalent in my life. And when I was dating, I felt not pretty enough. And when I was in school, I had that feeling that maybe I wasn't smart enough. I felt like I was always comparing myself to people. And it was incessant. It seemed to be there all the time. So I went on a quest to figure out why. And I found two things. One was I was not alone. This feeling of not enough is so prevalent. It's actually the most common held limiting belief that we all have. And two, that with the right tools, one can separate out from those thoughts, that critic that's just sitting there whispering or screaming, you're not enough, to that voice of compassion that reminds you that you absolutely are enough already. And when one makes that shift, you have more energy and inspiration to fulfill your dreams. It's not this thing out there that I have to do to be enough. I went on to get a bachelor's in counseling and several certifications, and I love helping people shift and design their life from that place.
Good for you. Good for you. Now, you're working with this paradigm shift. What would you say is the most important concept that drives that whole paradigm shift?
Oh, yeah, the paradigm shift, that really the most powerful thing that's helped most people is to understand that when they come from that platform of enough, instead of hoping if they do just one more thing, they're going to be enough or have one more thing, but they have that platform, that foundation, that is their source of personal power. And when they come from that place of personal power, they're more aware of what they're telling themselves. They are able to design their lives with more power and more purpose. It's really exciting.
I love your title because it has a kind of a double entendre meaning, like enough already. But enough already. You are. Yeah, yes, you are. So what do you think about your book? Well, why is it so successful in helping so many people make such a major shift?
It's so successful because they shift their thinking, and that is the power of it. When we have a thought of not enough, we act not enough, and then the outcome is not enough. And when my clients shift and remember that they are enough, they act enough, and the outcome is enough. I was working with Chris in California at a retreat, and she came up to me and she says, I keep attracting these guys over and over again who put me down. And I feel so bad when I'm around them, and I don't know what to do about it. And through the process of the retreat, she realized that that's what she does to herself. She's always telling herself she's not enough somehow. And she acquired the tools during our weekend retreat to pay attention to what she's telling herself, make the shifts. And again, our thoughts create actions, and then those actions create outcomes. And she called me months later, and she's in a happy, healthy relationship. She got married, actually, and she is living very happily now. It's really, it's really potent stuff, and it's so satisfying, too, to hear those success stories.
Now, you say your company focuses on life enrichment.
Yes.
And it's been very successful. What do you attribute that to?
That really comes, again, from the power of shifting our thinking. But in order to do that, we have to be present enough to know what we're telling ourselves. That is really the key here. So it's so important that we slow down enough to know what is the story we're telling ourselves? So often we're holding ourselves back and holding ourselves back from that thing that we want. So we want to know, why are we holding ourselves back? And when we have that knowledge, and they're really simple step-by-step tools in the book to, once you know what you're telling yourself, you can shift, and then you can really design from that place.
Can you share one or two of those tools with us?
Yes, the being present, it's very simple. Be stopping and noticing and loving. I call it SNL, and it's not Saturday Night Live, but it's an easy way for my clients to remember it. S stands for just stop, and the N is notice. Notice what you're telling yourself. And are you telling yourself you're not enough? Are you holding yourself back out of fear? What's happening? What's going on? And then shifting to L, the love, to compassion. Because, we're all perfectly imperfect. It's not about having it all together or doing it right. It's noticing, shifting to compassion. And then we have so much more creativity and inspiration to fulfill our dreams, whatever they are.
Now, I've read your book. You have a lot of tools in it.
Yes.
Do you practice all those tools in your own life?
I promise you, I do. Everything I teach, I need to learn. I really do. And every group I speak before, in front of, I tell them that. And I practice. I slow down to find out what I'm telling myself. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. I wouldn't have written the book because I was certainly holding myself back in so many areas of my life. And having the power to shift, having that personal platform to stand on and say, hey, I have a choice here. I'm not going to be held back by my fears, has me moving forward, and I delightfully help others move forward.
What was that moment of shift for you? When did it occur?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I remember it very, very clearly. I had an experience of who I am, and here were my limiting beliefs, how I was holding myself back. And up until that moment, I was doing this. There was me and my limiting beliefs and my fears, and I really identified with them. I thought they were who I was. Having the experience of me and my limiting beliefs, having some space there, gave me more choice, more power, more courage, and that's where we can apply the tools that really work to create different outcomes.
So in your work, you mentioned speaking. Do you
Yes.
also do coaching, workshops? What else do you do? How do you deliver this?
I do. I talk to corporate groups. I do women's wellness retreats.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I also do one-on-ones. I've been doing one-on-one coaching for over 25 years, internationally on the phone.
So if someone wanted to reach you, find out about your book, hire you as a speaker, take one of your retreats, work with you in a corporation, where do they go? How do they find out?
Oh, my book's on Amazon.
Very good.
And they can go to my website. It's pinnacleview.net.
Pinnacleview.net.
Yes.
And just quick footnote, why Pinnacle View?
Oh, Pinnacle View. I named my company Pinnacle View because a shift in perception will put you on top of the world.
Very good. You'll be at the pinnacle.
Yes.
I like it. Very good. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Jack. It's such a pleasure.
Appreciate it very much. Okay, you know where to go, pinnacleview.net, and find out about her work and take advantage of it. The one thing I've seen in my own work, everybody has some place. It's like, I'm not blank enough. And you fill it in, whatever your blank is. You don't have to live with that running your life anymore. You know now you have an option. So take advantage of it. So stick around. We'll be right back after this break.